Kansas race weekend continues. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for the Pizza Hut X Series 8th race of the season and its 3rd season event series competition. Getting ready tonight for the running of the Kansas Lottery 300, coming off the heels of an exciting Talladega race weekend where we saw J Jefferson pick up his first win of his Pizza Hut X Series career, and things getting even better for that 05 team as they line up on the pole for this evening's race, looking to pick up their second win of the season, maybe become the first repeat winner so far this year. We have had 7 races so far, a total of 8 different race winners, because of course we have to count in the 2 winners we had at Bristol Dirt. So right now, as things are situated, and this is just in air quotes, what would it be? 2/3 of our, no, 2/3, I'm sorry, 2/3 of our chase field would be compiled at this point, but there's still a long ways to go. We haven't even finished off the first half of the regular season. We've still got the second half of the regular season and the chase towards the chase for the championship before we even find out who's going to make it. So still a lot of opportunity for drivers that may find victory lane this season to not even make the chase for the championship regardless. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Had a very exciting race in the Truck Series last night, and we'll see what these drivers are able to do now. In last night's Truck Series race, we ran 27 laps, 14 more laps added on to this one, so we'll have to see if pit strategy does come into play with the added laps in this scheduled event. We mentioned J Jefferson on the pole. Alongside of him is Patrick Curtis. And then behind them, you got C Dollerton, M McIntire, a couple of teammates there. There's a lot of drivers up here towards the front of tonight's race that have not found victory lane yet this season. Would love to be able to continue the streak of first-time winners this season to 9. We will see if that will be the case. Also coming into this race, we've got a bit of a gap for the points lead, so I'm not certain if we'll see a lead change atop the point standings this evening or not. We'll fill you in on all that in just a moment, but without further ado, let's go down trackside and get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Stage racing tonight with 41 laps, so it will be 15, 15, and 11 for our stages this evening. Completions of lap 15, 30, and 41. J Jefferson was pushed to the victory last week at Talladega by teammate Benny Watson, but I don't think tonight teammates will be working together since this is not a super speedway. It's time to give you your top 10 and the points coming into tonight's race presented by Golden Corral. Austin LaPlante, our Texas race winner a couple of weeks ago, is still the points leader. He holds a 43-point advantage, which is just about a full race advantage over second in the standings Angel Navarro. Benny Watson, with his runner-up finish last week, jumped up to 3rd, but he's still looking for his first win since season 1. James Qualls in 4th. We see him rolling off from 8th tonight. Defending champion Elijah Gilbert completes the top 5. The rest of the top 10 are Jordan Anderson, Scott Roush, Cole Deaver, Noah Kars, and A Baranauskas. 3 of our 8 race winners in the top 10 here this evening. Rest of them are Madeline Crenshaw 11th, J Jefferson up to 13th, Noah Pontzer in 21st, Glenn Dewitt in 26th. And then we'll get to one more driver in just a minute. But for now, Kansas Lottery 300 is green. Let's roll! And those drivers I mentioned, those former winners, are inside the top 30 in points. So their win would count towards a spot in the chase for the championship. One driver does have a win that's outside the top 30 in points, though. That is Chloe Ericsson, 36th in the standings. So she needs to get herself some good finishes, get back into the top 30 in points. So her win at Bristol Dirt will count towards a spot in the chase for the championship. And you see her back there right now has a pretty good starting position, going to the inside of Benny Watson, just inside the top 10. J Jefferson will lead the first lap. C Dollerton right behind him. Whoa! Little contact right there between one of the Wrigley Motorsports cars and Cole Deaver. Nice save. I couldn't tell if that was Alexander Rowe or A Lagasee that he nearly got hooked by, but that was close, and the caution is out nonetheless. Now, we saw an issue with that apron on the front straightaway transitioning up into turn 1, causing problems in last night's Taxslayer Truck Series race. Looks like it may have done the same here tonight. Oh no, it was even earlier than that. It was before the start-finish line as the yellow flag will wave. Oh, and we had another wreck down here in turn 1, so we had a wreck just before the start-finish line and then another wreck over in the turn 1 vicinity. That will put us under the caution for the first time this evening, and J Jefferson will lead us under that caution. Let's see who was involved. There's Alexander Rowe, the 09. I think he was not the car that I saw that almost hooked Deaver. I think the other one, the car that nearly hooked Deaver was Lagasee. Tough break there for Z Flickinger. A lot of damage on the Branch Chevrolet Camaro. There's Ralph Mason in the 99. He got involved in whatever the incident was. And now they're stacking up on the back straightaway here. Joshua Osborne getting spun around. Alan Crenshaw was in that stack up along with R.J. Reynolds, Angel Navarro, William Brock, and Noah Pontzer now is about to get hooked by Crenshaw. She's got to get off the 28, and she doesn't. 28 goes around, the 3 goes around, and some tempers are flaring. Looks like a little bit of right side damage on the 62 of William Brock, and here come a couple cars to pit road. Dawson Wise, James Shelly. I think for them, Matt McIntire's on pit road too, but I think for them, that might be pit strategy stops for them. I think they're taking the opportunity to come to pit road under yellow rather than under potential green flag conditions. So for now, let's take a look at a replay of what brought us under the caution for the first time here tonight at Kansas. The initial caution comes out involving the 7 of D Shears. You see them all spaced out here coming off the corner. Matt McIntyre way up on the outside. They're 4 wide up there with James Qualls, Matt McIntyre. Oh, McIntyre gets the wall. Pontzer gets the wall. He gets into Aiden Shepard, and then Pontzer, I think, is going to come back down off the wall and into the 7 of D Shears. Pontzer spins around. He might have clipped Baranauskas. I'm not certain. And then I think D Shears came down into Kyle Langeland, and that shot him back up into the wall. Everybody going to the bottom of the racetrack to try to avoid, and that could have very well led to what our incident was over in turn 1. There's the contact, and it's Carson Gum in the 98 after making contact with Kyle Langeland's 77, and he's going to come back up the track, and oh, it's Ashlyn Boyd's left front that's going to get him. And then here comes Alexander Rowe, and he just jacks up the 98. There's Flickinger involved. Chelsea Bowles got a piece of it there in the 31 as well. Everybody trying to dart left and right to avoid the incident. And I almost want to say we had something else happen too. Yeah, we did. Something else happened further up, and it looks like it might have involved the 5 of Phil Parker. No, it wasn't Phil. Something else happens up here. Oh, I bet it was Ralph Mason. We saw him on pit road. Oh, yeah, okay, so if you look down on the right side of your screen, there's where A Lagasee and Cole Deaver nearly turned each other. And then Deaver is down on the apron. He's going to slide back up the track. Oh, wow, that car wheel hopped from the transition of the apron to the track, and he slides up. And if he hadn't had the 99 there, he probably would have gone up and slapped the outside wall. Ralph Mason, wrong place, wrong time, gets put up into the wall by the 15. Keeps it together, though, but I think he has fallen a lap down to the race leader. So that's what brought out the caution. So we had a spin on the front straightaway, and then we had another spin into turn 1, and then we had contact between Mason and Deaver afterwards, exiting turn number 1. So that's what put us under yellow. Let's go back for the green flag. Lights out atop the Chevy Corvette pace car. We'll go back green on lap 7 of 41. There you see Ralph Mason, Z Flickinger. They are a lap down, but they are at least going to continue. Same cannot be said for Alexander Rowe. He has taken his Chevrolet back behind the wall, so a tough start to the evening for that entry out of Srigley Motorsports. Drivers that came to pit road for pretty regular scheduled stops included James Shelly, Daniel Olson, Matt McIntyre. Cole Deaver also was on pit road, as was Kyle Langeland. So we'll have to see if those drivers, if this thing does go green for a while, if maybe they will cycle up into the lead, maybe even into the top 5. And we'll have to see in the long run, depending on if we see another caution or not, if that may have been the winning strategy to come to pit road under this yellow flag. It's J Jefferson, the leader, Chris Dollerton second, Chloe Ericsson, James Qualls, and Jacob Rose are your top 5 as J Jefferson will get us back underway. Green flag back in the air here at Kansas. Mason and Flickinger, you can see, are clearly off the pace, so hopefully not going to be much of an issue for the leaders trying to get around them. Chris Dollerton Not much of an issue for him to get around J Jefferson as he will take the race lead, but for how long? Chloe Ericsson now with a big run out of turn 2. She's going to try to the inside for the race lead, and she will get there and clear off of turn 4. James Qualls going to follow in line, and he'll move to second. Half a car length, Chloe Ericsson will lead that lap. Valuable bonus point for her. And I thought we were going to see the caution out because you can see there was a big gap back there. But no, we are still under green, and I can only assume that the gap is maybe in part to some drivers having some difficulty getting around Ralph Mason and Zach Flickinger. James Qualls goes to the race lead. Ericsson in second, Dollerton in third. Let's jump back here and see. Whoa! J Jefferson got the wall hard there off of 4, and he nearly collected his teammate, Benny Watson. Those two finished 1-2 last week at Vega. Those two nearly were on the hook. Look at this, almost 4 wide there with Watson, Curtis, Noah Cars, and the points leader, Austin LaPlante. There's Ryan George, A Baranauskas, and you go back here, and yeah, it looks like it's Zach Flickinger in the 96 that's holding these drivers up. Is Kyle Langeland down on the bottom of the track and almost on the apron. Close call there. Cole Deaver gets the wall. Some drivers are overdriving turn 4, and it's costing them. Jefferson was one of them. That was a battle for third over quickly. A Lagasee gets by Chris Dollerton, and we had smoke on the back straightaway. Somebody spun. It didn't bring out a caution, but someone has spun around. Might have been the 2 of Dawson Wise. It could very well have been the 6 of Glenn Dewitt. Our NNSCRA split cam will show us. James Qualls may be pretty happy that yellow flag didn't come out. He has currently about a 0.3 of a second advantage between himself and Chloe Ericsson. And one thing we saw in last night's Tax Slayer Truck Series race is if you have a car that's on equal standing with the car you're trying to chase down, the odds are not in your favor that you're going to catch that driver and pass them for the race lead. We saw, who was it, Stuart Gratton, I believe it was really good. He had a very good truck, but he didn't have a better truck than Charles Jackson, and Jackson was able to keep the race lead and be able to win that race. James Qualls has run both seasons of the Pizza Hut X Series. Both seasons he's gone to victory lane twice. Looking for his first win this season, and Qualls coming into this race 4th in the point standing, so it's been a strong start to the year for the 27 car. And he'd love to be able to pick up a win and maybe be in his 3rd straight chase for the Pizza Hut X Series Championship. Talked about Chloe Ericsson needing a good run. Well, right now she's having it. Needs to get herself into the top 30 in the point standings for her win at Bristol Dirt to count towards a spot in the chase for the championship. And so if she finishes 2nd place, at least she's going to get, what would it be, a total of 27 stage points at least. Because we're about to complete the 1st stage. A Lagasee, great run for him. Of course, his teammate Alexander Rowe already in the garage area, so the lone representative for Swigley Motorsports, currently running in 3rd. Good run for him. And Aiden Shepard's now fought his way up into the 4th position, that 17 car. So good run there for him. Teammate to the points leader, Austin LaPlante. Chris Dollerton was up front for a bit. Now he's slipped back and settled into the 5th position. A good run for him. I mean, Chris Dollerton was at one point up inside the top 15 in the points, comes into tonight's race 19th in the standings, so this should maybe help get him back up towards the top 10 in points, as he's still looking for his first win since season 1. Patrick Curtis was starting the outside of the front row. He's currently slotted there in 6th place, and right behind him, Jacob Rose, run for the 18, as he's currently in 7th place. There's J Jefferson. Let's try that again. How about Jordan Anderson, our winner from Atlanta? Trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season as he's about to challenge Jacob Rose for that 7th position. And as these two battle, that's going to bring Kyle Keith into the mix. 29 out of William Brock Motorsports. Kyle Keith having a good run in that 29 car. His teammate, A Baranauskas, not too far back right there. You see the 2. As now Ryan George makes the move on Kyle Keith, and there is Austin LaPlante slowly and quietly working his way up to the front as they have caught traffic. That is, oh, trouble! Ryan George hard into the wall with Jacob Rose. Noah Cars is collected. Big wreck. Oh, more cars involved. Matthew Daleo, Michael Haas, Shelly, Parker, One car upside down. That's Rowe's. They're still wrecking. RJ Reynolds is now upside down. Shears is involved. Pontzer got a piece of it. Caution is out for the second time tonight. And J Qualls, Chloe Ericsson might want to tiptoe their way through this back straightaway. I think that was due to them catching the 6 of Glenn Dewitt, and they just didn't know how to maneuver around. And Ryan George, Jacob Rose, who at the time were running in the top 10, just basically took each other out. And now the pits will be open. And J Qualls look like everybody's going to come to pit road this time. Maybe some drivers will risk it and stay out, but don't know for certain. Nope, everybody's coming to pit road, looks like. At least for the lead cars. Yeah, M McIntire, who pitted under the last caution, he's on pit road. But my goodness, big wreck that stretched all the way from turn 1 to almost the middle of the back straightaway. Puts us under the yellow for the second time here tonight. There you see Jacob Rose on pit road. J Shelly already on pit road, along with Z Flickinger and a number of others. J Qualls going to try and beat everybody off of pit road, but he might not beat Jordan Anderson. Anderson is going to win the race off pit road. Qualls with a little bit of an extended stay. Anderson comes out first with Ericsson second and Lagasee in third. So Jordan Anderson will be leading us back to the green when we go back green. But for now, we're going to look at a replay of our second caution of the evening here at Kansas. All right, we're watching the 18 of Jacob Rose. Watch how quickly he closes in on this group. This group gets caught behind the 6 of Glenn Dewitt, Dollerton, Curtis, and Anderson. And you'll notice that just as quickly as he catches this group, the car behind him, that 4 of Ryan George, is going to catch just as quickly. Although he doesn't start slowing up, he drives it deep into the corner. And the car never turned. The car just kind of drove straight into Jacob Rose's left rear quarter panel, up into the wall they both go. I think Ryan George drove away, but not the same for Jacob Rose. Here comes Noah Cars. There's the shot right there. 42 is going to spin up and hit the wall pretty hard. And then it's not over for the 18. He's going to slide back down again into traffic. This time he's going to get nailed by... Well, he got a little contact with Elijah Gilbert. There's Joshua Osborne and Phil Parker. Daleo, nowhere to go. Michael Haas in the 19. Right there, gets into his teammate. Here comes James Shelly, trying to make his way through the smoke. Can't do it. RJ Reynolds right there hits Phil Parker. Kyle Langeland involved. And there's where the 18 flips over. Boy, Daniel Olson, Cole Deaver just get through. William Brock got involved. Dougie Shears got involved. And then as we move further up here, oh wow, Brock is the one that flips over the 34. After Reynolds had hit, I believe it was Parker's 5. He goes spinning around, and Daniel Olson does get a piece there with the right front. That shoots him up into the 34, that is, into William Brock's line. There's where Flickinger gets into Dougie Shears, and then I believe he's also going to hit the 34 of Reynolds. And Reynolds' car going to go up and over and actually came to rest on its roof. Noah Pontzer trying to avoid, and he sideswipes the 96, but I think he got through relatively unscathed. But absolute carnage over from turn 1 all the way over to midway down the back straightaway. And that puts us under the caution for the second time here tonight. I think Alexander Rowe is going to have some company in the garage area after this one. Pace car makes the left-hand turn to pit road. We're going to go back racing. On lap 22 of 41, Jordan Anderson gets us back underway. One name missing from the top 10 is J Qualls. They had a very extended stay on pit road, getting that car packed full of fuel, so we'll see if he can work his way back up to the front. Is A Lagasee going to get by Chloe Ericsson for second? Ericsson a little bit slow there on the start, and that's holding up Chris Dollerton. Aiden Shepard and Chris Dollerton, Aiden Shepard, and Chelsea Bowles all getting stacked up. And look at who's up here inside the top 10 all of a sudden. Carson Gum, who got involved in our first caution of the evening, got jacked up into the air by Alexander Rowe, and now he's up there in the top 10. Rear bumper's not very pretty, but that car is still up to speed and still running. Jordan Anderson looking for his second win of the season, and the number of drivers that are out of the race after that incident include Noah Cars, Dougie Shears, Jacob Rose, also Ashlyn Boyd, Joshua Osborne, Phil Parker, Michael Haas. So all of the Joe Gibbs racing cars involved in that one all out of the race. Tough break for that team. RJ Reynolds also behind the wall, along with William Brock, and Alexander Rowe was out of the race after our first caution of the evening. We have Ralph Mason and Glenn Dewitt. They're both 1 lap down. Matthew Daleo and James Shelly are 2 laps down, and 3 laps down is Zach Flickinger, as 27 of our original 42 drivers are still on the lead lap. Anderson is gone. It's almost looking like shades of what he did back at Atlanta. He just pulled away from everybody. Best battle may be on for second. A Lagasee has it. Chelsea Bowles wants it. Carson Gum there, as well as Aiden Shepard. Another driver that we haven't mentioned yet that has also popped up into the top 10. We saw his teammate flipping on the back straightaway not too long ago, but that is right there, the 38 of Scott Roush. He's way back here, but he is in the 10th position. Scott Roush, you mentioned, came into this race 7th in the point standings, had an outstanding run at Talladega last week, had a good run the week before at Texas. That team has really stepped up their game, had some really good finishes, and Scott Roush, again, in the top 10, and I believe the caution's out once more. Yes, it is. Smoke on the front straightaway, yellow flag waves for the 3rd time here tonight. And Glenn Dewitt, I believe, was just about to be put another lap down. He will stay only 1 lap down to the leader, Jordan Anderson. And now this makes things very interesting again for yet another restart. I believe also our second stage may finish under caution. And it may have very well been our points leader, Austin LaPlante, who spun on the front straightaway, actually. He's quite a ways back there in the 16. So let's take a look and see what brought out this yellow flag. I think it was something out of turn 4 and a spin on the front straightaway, and I think the 16 may have been the cause of this yellow. We'll take a look. Yep, here it was, off turn number 4. Look at Noah Pontzer in the 28, way up the track. He's going to get into the wall. Angel Navarro gets into him, turns him down into Austin LaPlante, and LaPlante's the car that's going to go spinning around. Nice avoidance there by A Baranauskas. Dawson Y is going to get by, and I don't think anybody hits the 16. Woo! Almost did Zach Flickinger. But LaPlante going to hold the brake, get the car turned around, and keep going. And got away from that whole thing relatively unscathed, but obviously was looking to have good track position. Now he's going to have to fight his way back up towards the top 10. Try and have a good points day here and extend his points lead heading next week. So we will go back green flag racing with about 11 laps remaining in this race. Jordan Anderson, after the pit stops we had under our second caution, is the race leader. He got himself a really good restart the last time, so we'll see what he does this time with now A Lagasee, the second place machine, Chelsea Bowles 3rd, Carson Gum 4th, Aiden Shepard 5th, Matt McIntire in 6th, 7th Patrick Curtis, then Chloe Ericsson, Chris Dollerton, and Scott Roush, the top 10. You see 5 lap cars there on the inside. Nobody out of the race after our latest caution. Austin LaPlante, only one that came to pit road to repair the tires that obviously were flat spotted. And here we go, green flag back out, and boy, Anderson again times the green flag perfectly. He is gone, but Lagasee and Chelsea Bowles have also cleared the lap traffic. So we'll see now if they're going to let that 11 get away, or will they be able to reel him in and battle for the race lead. Anderson's gap not nearly what it was when we were under our last run, so, oh, wait a minute. Well, I thought something was going on with maybe someone indicating they were coming to pit road. 90 of Lagasee went way wide there in 3 and 4, and that's going to cost him. Chelsea Bowles now going to battle for second place with the 90 car. And that takes the pressure off for the moment. Jordan Anderson in the 11. Carson Gum with a 45-degree angle rear bumper. There in the 4th position. And how about M McIntire? Good run there for the 9. Well-needed run for him. Came into this race 12th in points. Very consistent start to the year. And that Michael Norman Motorsports entry, and right now he is up inside the top 5. Boy, they are really racing back here, though. PJ Williams has moved into 6th. 7th place is now J Jefferson, and look at this. Boy, look at how wadded up they are here. There's James Qualls trying to fight his way back up to the front after a slow pit stop. J Deaver there along with Kyle Keith, all fighting to get into the top 10. Benny Watson's in this group there, 2nd in the point standings. Everybody realizing every position counts. PJ Williams now looking to get into the top 5 as he will slip by M McIntire for the 5th position. That 48 car coming alive here late. Carson Gum now looking for 3rd place off A Lagasee, who just lost 2nd to Chelsea Bowles. And looks like he might complete the pass here out of turn 4. And now Chelsea Bowles, former winner in the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter system, trying to catch Jordan Anderson to pick up her first Pizza Hut X Series victory, but the problem is she has over a full second to make up on the 11. Look right now, second on back would like to see a yellow flag, because then they'd probably get a restart with about 2 laps to go, and there would be no lap traffic to have to deal with. So every lap that's ticking away is one less lap of that kind of an opportunity. Last time by, another 0.2 of a second gap increase between Anderson and Bowles, and now the battle is going to be on for 2nd. Here comes PJ Williams for that spot. J Jefferson right back there as well in the 0.5. The pole sitter up back to 4th place, and that's a nice recovery. He ended up hitting the wall earlier on, and that lost him a ton of track position, a ton of spots on track, and now he's been able to recover. He now moves into 3rd place. PJ Williams' car has come alive here late. The question is it any better than the 11 of Jordan Anderson, and can he close in quickly enough to battle with Anderson for this race lead? Because time's not on his side. 4 laps to go when Anderson hits the stripe this time around. It was about 1.2 second separation between Anderson and Williams last time by. It's cut down by 0.2, which means that according to the calculations, PJ Williams would need 5 more laps in order to catch Anderson, even to get to his back bumper. He doesn't have 5 laps. He's only got about 3.5 now. But he and J Jefferson are not really battling as much. Well, now they are. I was going to say, if these two remained nose to tail, they might have been able to close the gap. Uh-oh. Traffic, though, for the 11, and that's going to hold him up. Patrick Curtis is holding up Jordan Anderson. This race is not over yet. Anderson slowed up. Jefferson trying to catch. The question is, though, will he be able to get around Patrick Curtis quickly enough? Curtis is slowing up Jefferson as well as PJ Williams. The gap is decreased, though. There's no doubt about that. 3 laps to go. Make it 2 laps to go, actually. And about half a second separation between Anderson and this battle for 2nd. More traffic. That's James Shelly and Glenn Dewitt, and Anderson will catch them. This could be very interesting in the closing stages. PJ Williams has made his way around for 2nd. Anderson goes high to make the move on Glenn Dewitt. Dewitt moves up and blocks. White flag displayed. Here comes PJ Williams for the race lead. Here comes Jefferson. They're all wadded up. 3 wide. Williams puts Anderson in the middle. Now Shelly blocks the low side. Here comes Chelsea Bowles into the mix. J Jefferson looking for the lead off of PJ Williams. Williams to the lead. Anderson falls back to 4th. Out of turn 4 for the final time. Here comes Jefferson to the inside. Will it be a photo finish? Williams, Jefferson. It'll be PJ Williams on the high side, winning here tonight at Kansas. Jordan Anderson looked like he was en route to his 2nd win of the season, but slower traffic played a factor. PJ Williams, right place, right time, got by for the lead. He takes the win. It's his first win in the Pizza Hut X Series in the Kansas Lottery 300. Oh my goodness. It was looking like it was a shoo-in for Anderson, looking like a runaway. But he had trouble with Patrick Curtis. Then he had trouble with Glenn Dewitt and James Shelly, and P.J. Williams, J Jefferson, and Chelsea Bowles just gobbled him up on that final lap. P.J. Williams coming into tonight's race, 14th in the point standings. This could very well have locked him up a spot in the chase for the championship. Ran last season in the 46, could not find victory lane. His first Pizza Hut X Series win comes here in Season 3 under the lights at Kansas. Wow, what a finish. Was not expecting that. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, we may have a fuel strategy race. Never thought it would come down to lap traffic. So P.J. Williams with the win. J Jefferson, 1 week after his victory at Dago, will get a runner-up finish. Chelsea Bowles brings it home third, and Jordan Anderson, who was leading coming to the white flag, was fourth by the time they got around for the checkers. Completing your top 5 was Scott Roush. So his good finishes continue. Carson Gum, messed up bumper and all, got involved in their first caution of the evening, gets 6th. What a comeback for him. A Lagasee was 7th, Aiden Shepard 8th, 9th for Cole Deaver, and 9th for Matt McIntire. James Qualls will undoubtedly remain in the top 5 in points. He gets 11th, 12th for Kyle Keith. Benny Watson made up a little bit of ground on Austin LaPlante this evening with a 13th place run. Elijah Gilbert gets 14th and Chloe Ericsson in 15th. Then it was Dollerton, Christian Merrick Jr., Ryan George. Points leader Austin LaPlante 19th with Kyle Langeland completing the top 20. The rest of the cars that finished this race on the lead lap were A Baranauskas, along with Angel Navarro, Noah Pontzer, Daniel Olson, Dawson Wise, and Madeline Crenshaw was the last car, 26th, to finish on the lead lap. Ralph Mason, Glenn Dewitt, or make that Patrick Curtis, Ralph Mason, Glenn Dewitt, Matthew Daleo, James Shelly, and Z Flickinger all finished off the lead lap, and then a number of drivers finished out of the race due to 2 of the 3 cautions that we had here this evening, including Noah Kars, Dougie Shears, Jacob Rose, Ashlyn Boyd, Joshua Osborne, Phil Parker, Michael Haas, R.J. Reynolds, William Brock, and Alexander Rowe. But man, what a race. And now we get to cap things off with Hershey's Cup Series action tomorrow. Can't wait to see what's going to happen there. But hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race from Kansas. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you full finish results. These are your rookie points and your overall points heading into next week's race. Next week, the Pizza Hut X Series join Hershey's Cup Series at Super Speedway Racing at FTF Super Speedway. The trucks will be taking an off week next week, but we still got to cap off this race weekend with tomorrow's Hershey's Cup Series race here at Kansas. Can't wait for that. Hope you're looking forward to it too. Once again, I've been Seth Cole. We'll see you guys next time as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.